In this tutorial, we'll be examining the active validation suite for the MagicDraw SysML plugin. We'll be examining a broken constraint for a flow port typed by a flow specification. This flow specification for a stereo audio system has two flow properties representing the left and right channels which have direction out. The flow specification is applied to an output flow port of a source, and similarly it's applied to a conjugated input port of a sink. You'll notice that the flow port has been flagged with a yellow warning box from the active validation engine. This is because the constraint, as documented in the SysML specification, that the direction of the flow specification must agree with the direction of its flow properties, has been broken. If we now click once on the port, we see there's a small warning sign, and if you hold your mouse pointer over it for a brief period, a tooltip appears with the warning message as documented in the specification. We can also see, by selecting the item in the containment browser, that it has a small cross next to it. If I now click on the warning sign just once, I'm offered two possible fixes for the problem, or I have the option of ignoring this warning for this particular element in the model, or I can select the element in the validation results for more information about the error. Let's now select this port in the validation results, and we'll see that both ports are listed, the output and input port, along with the information about the element itself. We have a severity level. The severity levels range from debug and info through warning to error and fatal. We also have an error message corresponding to the constraint as specified. In the lower right, you'll see an indication that one or more model elements have not passed active validation. This tells us that they are warning level problems, that there are two of them. Let's now apply the fix. We click on the port once, and then once on the warning sign. Let's set the direction of the flow port to out as suggested. We see immediately that the warning has gone. Similarly, the warning has gone from the port on this usage of the stereo source as a part in a larger system. The validations are managed in validation suites. We're looking today at the active validation suite. We see that there is a rule, flow port 3, corresponding to the specification. If we open the specification for the validation rule, we can see that it applies to ports, that it's a validation rule, and we also have an indication of its severity, in this case warning, and the error message corresponding to the specified constraint.